Welcome back, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a little bit on how I revamped my artist portfolio website. Recently, I've been on a journey to revamp some of the existing websites that I've got, and one of them is my actual artist portfolio page. Now, I've finished my refactor of this one to give it a bit more modern, clean, and exciting interactive look and add that 3D element to it. I don't want a boring site that displays the fun and creative things that I like doing, and thus I decided to use some libraries to incorporate 3D elements into my website. So today I'm going to show you some of those tools so that you can do the same. But also I want to give you a bit of a show reel of this website and just why I'm excited about it. So let me take you over the website quickly. Basically the homepage looks like this. There's this animated, a sketchy ape here in the middle, just looking around, sitting and chilling, and there's bananas around him. Now there's reasons for that, as I've used such elements in my artwork before. Now if you scroll down, right, or you just click on these buttons, you will see that you can go to the different artworks. And this is how I start communicating who I am as an artist, what I've done before, the mediums that I work with, in short descriptions. I also have added a view details page so that you can actually see the images upright, as in 3D, they're going to be a bit skewed sometimes. So we can keep on exploring the site. You can see some of the works that I've done, my earlier works like silk screens and exhibitions. So this really gives me this kind of floor, this ground plan that I can lay out, go through, tell my journey, explain some of the different processes that I follow, and also share the story in a more intuitive way with the viewer. And that is exciting, right? It is exciting to be able to communicate what you do in a visual, simple 3D space. It's not cluttered, and of course I can add more things, but for me, this is minimal and this is all I need. So by using these mediums, I get to explain a journey. And as you can see, I said artist and coder, as I am both, and equally both, I would say. But how do I communicate that in a artist portfolio? By actually creating something that looks a bit different than a normal website. Now I also have some of my links here at the bottom, and then I also made a little pen icon so that I can zoom out to a top view of the 3D scene. This is mostly actually for editing, so when I move things around so that I can get the angles perfect, how I want the camera to move, but I thought it's so cool that I actually left it in for the viewer to see as well. Like I said, I can expand on this now. I can add more artworks. I can add biography pieces. I can add upcoming exhibitions to this as well. So yeah, a very clean, interesting website, I would say. Now, the thing here is that I had to make it work on mobile. And if we go and inspect this, we can see that it does work on mobile. So we can have the ape there. It's nice and centered, even on an iPhone SE. But let's go and use maybe a bigger device. We can see that if I go down, the items are there. They're nice, big, bold, and you can see what's happening. But optionally, you also have the view details page, which would orient the image correctly, and you get a nice experience on mobile too. Because that's the thing with these 3D applications, or I would say websites, is sometimes it doesn't look as good on a mobile device. You need to think about that when you build out something like this too. The other thing that you need to consider is that not everyone uses a browser that's compatible with Canvas or WebGL. So for those browsers, you need to cater a 2D render of the same page. And that's what I have up here in the corner. Now the page picks up this automatically, so it will switch to a view that is compatible with these browsers, but I just added it here so that I can test it. And that's it. That's it for my artist website. So I hope you enjoy it. Like, let me know here in the comments what you think about it so far. I can always add more things, but I really want to keep it minimal and clean. Now let's go to the technology that I use to create this. As for the technology, it is good old Three.js. So you can go to 3js.org and check it out. Go and have a look at some of these examples. I'll open a few now as well. However, Three.js, I've showed it on this channel before when we were building the metaverse, But it can be used for things like this: simple websites, elements of 3D here and there. It is basically a very easy way to work with WebGL, so you don't have to deal with all those renderings and things. It's easy to just place a camera, place a model, add lighting into the scene. So there's many tutorials here that you can follow for you to achieve a similar result. Now, Three.js by itself is very cool, but if you are building React applications, which I tend to mostly do, then it's helpful to know about this library too. This one is known as React 3 Fiber, and it gives you an easier way to work with Three.js. As Three.js, you could just use it without, needing React, and you can just build it in your normal JS applications. React 3 Fiber makes it easy to work with Three.js, creating components, right, that we use inside of React applications. So it creates wrappers that you can just use and add models much more effectively, especially when you use effects and all these kind of nice hooks as well. And then to make it even more better, you can look at Dre. So Dre, as you can see, is ready-made abstractions for React 3 Fiber. It's an extensive library of tools that you can add, things that's pre-built, such as cameras, camera controls, gizmos, loaders, to load those 3D models, and so on. The list of tools is really extensive, and you can practically build anything you want to when it comes to using 3D on a website. And this is pretty cool. It is actually fantastic. Just look at some of these examples, like this computer screen or portfolio from Henry Heffernan. And if you hover over this screen, you can go through the experience, you can go to projects. It feels like a little desktop inside of a website, right? It's absolutely insane. You can like click and close and turn the thing off, and it just feels so interactive, right? How cool is this to have as a portfolio? Now, there's also another one which I really like, this one over here, and it just shows the possibility with shaders that is possible with using Three.js. And another one, this looks like a little ramen food stand, and as you go and zoom in and out, you can click on projects, and it takes you through the 3D scene. Now, of course, you'll need to know some 3D, a little bit of 3D modeling to do things like this, but it doesn't have to be this extensive. But just to show how beautiful and elegant this feels. So I highly encourage you to go and check out Three.js if you haven't yet, and I thought it might be a cool technology just to share as I am busy refactoring some of my sites myself. I also want to remind you that in the previous videos, I refactored deveffort.io. This is now not as extravagant, but has a very good purpose. It's to realign and help developers know why they started and give them that spark back. If you are a developer and you just feel like you're a cog in the wheel, go and try out some of these exercises. It is really nice to see how a simple exercise like writing down your timeline could really help you realign yourself and find yourself as a developer. This is just a site I made so that we could help developers believe in what they do. And so that is it all for today's video. Little tip and a little tool showcase of what you can use if you want to use 3D in your websites. That is all for today, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Cheers for now. I'll see you in the next video.